If I've learned one thing from Reacher episode 5, it is that gravestones make amazing cover from sniper gunfire. What's the deal, my people? You know what it is, Don Tony Teflon. I'm back at you, another one, and this one is Reacher season 2, episode 5 recap and review. We're gonna go through everything that happened in this episode, so let me put the spoiler warning up so you know that everything from this point on will be spoiled full. It was a simple plan by Reacher to split his team in two, and by doing so, he would then search for the answers he was looking for. And in Denver, Neagley and Dixon went to go look for a shipment of 650, and I say 650 because everything leads back to the numbers 650, Little Wing missiles and launchers that just departed the New Age Technologies manufacturing plant. Now, during this time, Reacher and O'Donnell were doing their best to try to track down this dude, AM. So they went to DHS agents Kareem and Hernandez and found out from them that his real name was Azir Muhammad, but they had nothing else on this dude in their system. But they did say that this dude was some type of bridge, a facilitator. He's the guy who gets two people together. He has no religious ideology. He doesn't do it for any other reason than getting paid. And that's all this dude cares about is the money. Must be the money, baby. But in the end, money can also be a person's downfall, and that's where Reach is saying he's vulnerable, because he figures out that only he likes to get paid in bearer bonds. And Reach is figuring if he could be there when the drop is happening, because AM has to be there because it's a bearer bond, that is when they could snatch this dude up. Now, outside in Denver, we can catch up with Dixon and Neely, and this is when they discover AM's people in the middle of trying to hijack Little Wing's truck full of missiles and launchers, and this goes into a heated gunfire battle, which they got to drop on these dudes and drop about 3 bodies. And then we see them walking through the snow, which kind of gave me flashbacks to The Sopranos, I'm not going to lie, with Christopher and Big Paulie Walnuts. But during this time, the team may have to start thinking about some hard truths, because they did get some light shed on this encounter, and that is that their ex-homie Tony Swan was the person that signed the bill of lading for the New Age missile shipment via biometric imprint of the company New York City office. We're going to come back to him later on in my theories part, and I'm going to tell you what I think is exactly going on. Understand, I have read none of these books, so after they find the tractor trailer containing the missiles empty, they assume that AN's people is going to fly this shipment across the country and link up with him in NYC, and that is where he will get payment, and that is where they want to strike. Also, we get a quick conversation between AM and Langston, and he tells him straight up, don't worry about Swan's people, the 1/10, we're going to take care of all of them. Where we see O'Donnell living a life that Reacher never thought that he'd see this dude living, a regular family life. And he's in the middle of evacuating his family. His wife is concerned about her safety, but more about his, when he says he's dealing with a bunch of angry people. Reacher then has a visit, a kind of moment with the Senator Lavoie, and I don't trust Senator Lavoie at all, and it takes place in a primate national zoo, and Lavoie is on the committee, so that's why it doesn't look suspect that he's going to this spot. The senator tells him that he knows what he did in Boston. He also knows about his connection to Mubgrave and the counterfeiting operation that happened back in season 1, and he says that he wants him to do the exact same thing when he deals with New Age. Just do your thing and take out anyone who's involved with leaking Little Wing to any terrorist organization. Then he tries to get cute with Reacher, saying, I'm not asking you for your help. I'm just trying to offer you mine. But, Reach is a big dude, but he's not dumb. In fact, he's incredibly smart, and he's very suspect about this dude and taking help from him. So basically, he wants Reacher to do all the dirty work while nobody knows he's involved. That's what he's saying, but that really doesn't jive well with the Don Tony Teflon. Again, we'll talk more about that at the end in the theories part. Now, as Reacher and his people gather at the cemetery for Franz's funeral, Reacher is still holding fast with his boy Swan, not admitting, not trying to believe that Swan has anything to do with this and that he would never, ever break code conduct. Reacher then has another run-in with Russo, and this guy, this actor, he's everywhere, Russo. I see him here, I see him with Stallone, he's all over the place. But anyway, he denies once again of being bent and being a dirty cop, but he does offer up some good information this time when he lets them know that Langston and the other new age security higher-ups are all former NYPD officers. Not only that, but every single one of them retired before they could be investigated by Internal Affairs, and then everything got wiped under the table. And that they needed Swan, an ex-military investigator with weapons expertise, for an illegal operation like Little Wing. Now, at Franz's funeral, they're going to do the 21-gun salute, which is a tradition, but it is also the perfect time to mask sniper fire. And that's exactly what we see happen. Now, with all the people that are there for the funeral, is it truly perfect? No, but we're gonna go with it. And then we start seeing bullets go through picture frames and ricocheting, and everybody is running around frantically, and Reacher and them have to charge this person and go right behind all of the tombstones. Now, since Nagley is the best shot on the team, Reacher tells them, listen, I'm going to run for it. I'm going to draw the fire. You're going to take this sniper out. She's like, dude, you're big, but your ass is slow. You're really slow. But that's exactly what happens. He does the dash, and she is able to shoot this dude in the face, leading the other sniper to say, fuck this shit. I'm getting out of here. And he takes off. When this dude takes off, he jumps inside of a BMW. No way Reacher can catch him, but here's big old Russo shows up. He jumps inside the car, Russo with his little, do you trust me now? And they take off after this guy. Russo driving like my grandmother. Whoa, really, listen, my grandmother was a beast behind the wheel, so I shouldn't say that. But driving like somebody else's grandma, cannot catch up. And then Reacher just says, fuck it, I'm taking the wheel. He grabs the wheel, puts his big ass boot on Russo's foot, hits the gas, and eventually gets this guy to drive into something, crashing where they can apprehend him. Russo's like, let me take this guy to jail, and Reacher's like, nope, it's gonna take too long. They came at us in broad daylight. Just go and look the other way and let me do my thing, baby boy. After Reacher puts the hands of gods around this dude's scrawny neck, he says that he was supposed to be paid by Swan and he was going to meet him in an abandoned warehouse in Queens. Queens, my hometown, where the Don Tony Teflon is from. And that's where they go set up. They say, listen, you're going to take this cell phone with you and go in there so we can listen in. And while he's walking to the warehouse, I'm thinking to myself, this dude gonna get shot. The way the camera was and the way they showed him walking so slow, I'm like, he's going to get his head blown off. But he makes it, and as soon as he makes it, like, if he's not getting shot, and then kablooey, the place blows up, and this man is dead. That brings me to the theories section of what's going on. So let me tell you, this is my thoughts. I've never read the books, but from watching the show, this is what I think is really going on. Number one, Swan is not dirty. I don't believe he's dirty. Too many things are trying to make you believe the man is dirty for him to be dirty. And Reacher's instinct is that he's not, and you should always go with your gut. And everyone else is saying he's dirty, he's dirty. The show is pushing this narrative way too much for it to actually be true. So 100% Swan is not going to be dirty when it's all said and done. Russo may be the dirty person. In fact, his father and all these other cops, I'm sure, were down with each other. So if I have to pick someone who is dirty in this whole thing, in the end, it's going to be the cop Russo, who's feeding them information and tailing them and keeping track of them, most likely for these dudes, for that purpose. That is my review. I am sure there's things I missed. Again, I never read the books, and I don't want to know what happened in the books, but if y'all do, put it in the comment section and put the spoiler on it so in case people don't want to be spoiled. And if you haven't read the books and you still have some theories, let me know in the comment section. I want you to be a part of this community. How you can do that is please comment, like the video, and subscribe. And until next time, you know who it is. Peace and stay sexy.